All right. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night, Twitch chat. Hope everyone's having a good day. Welcome back to Let Us Play. I'm your host, Father Evan, here on our new time for Spirituality Faithful Thursdays. Still working on a name on that. But I hope everyone's having a good day. Got a special treat in store for you today. It's a game that needs no introduction, I think. Because I can't come up with an introduction that really encapsulates this game, so we're going to dive on in. All right. Oh, good, the audio's working. Way harder to get working earlier today than I thought it should have.
Equals MC cubed? That's utterly ridiculous, Albert. Huh? What? Who's there? What on earth? What is this? They could have simply mailed it. Your parents took something that didn't belong to them, and I want it back. What? Place the map in locker number 14 at the Campbell College gym locker room by Thursday at noon, or I will come after it myself. Don't try and stop me. A map of what? How could I be expected to take a map to the gym locker room when I don't even know of what map this letter speaketh? I have to take this to Mr. Whitaker.
Hi, this is Chris, and welcome to the Adventures in Odyssey interactive CD-ROM game. You're about to help Connie, Whit, and Eugene solve a baffling mystery.
Don't try and stop me. Mr. Whitaker, that last sentence is in all capital letters.
Yes, I see.
The implication being that whoever wrote this letter is quite serious.
He is. You better make sure that map is in the locker.
The
Miss
writing.
Kendall, that is precisely the problem. I have no idea what map to take to the locker.
You said this note came through your window?
Indeed.
And you didn't
tied
call
to
the
a rock,
police?
no less.
This doesn't make sense. Your parents haven't been around for years.
Precisely. Both of my parents were lost on an archaeological dig in Africa when I was 7.
Asking for something that's been gone that long just doesn't make sense. Is it possible that someone threw the rock through the wrong window? I mean, your name's not on it.
I suppose it is possible.
Eugene, did your parents have any enemies?
I've never been told of any. I can't imagine my parents stealing anything. They were good people.
Just a
Even if
casual
there was
question
some
you ask
kind
your
of
friends.
mistake, we should investigate it. Sounds like someone's desperate for this map.
Indeed.
May I keep this note, Eugene? I'd like to do some analysis on it.
Certainly, Mr. Whitaker. And I guess the best point of action for me would be to go through the collection of memorabilia that I have from my parents. Perhaps something in there will give us some clues about this alleged map.
Good idea.
Is there anything I can do?
Actually, yes. If you have the time, you could search the internet for information about my parents' archaeological digs.
Oh, sure, I can do that. Where should I start?
Try searching in the Odyssey search engine for anything related to archaeological digs or the Meltzners. Sounds like we all have some work to do. Let's see what we can find and meet back here when you're done.
And now we're in the game. That introduction is so bizarre. Like, I get what they're doing in terms of, like, setting up a story, but, like, some of the writing and the delivery of it is so just, like, matter of fact. Like, oh, look, they wrote it in all capital letters. That means they're serious. In terms of subtitles, these are all the options, I'm afraid, Princess Perler. Truly the height of gaming. But anyway, the Adventure in Odyssey series is kind of an interesting thing. I've never really listened to it. I don't know it. It's a radio series that's been going on since 1987, continuously. And it's produced not one, not two, but 3 different video games involving these characters. I don't know how this is supposed to be faith-based in the end, but I'm curious to see how they tie it in. So I guess, so we have to play as each of these people. Let's play as Eugene.
I'll be in touch.
Good. And if you need to call me with any information, Eugene, use the datacom.
I will.
The Datacom. It sure looks like a Palm
Now,
Pilot
where
from
did
the
I
late
put
90s.
that box?
Yeah, and again, why is no one calling the police? There is a brick or
I
stone
believe I
thrown
recall
through your
placing the
window.
box under my bed. Ah, there it is. Eugene Meltzner, care of Theodore Mushnick, 1513 Moore Road, Arlington Heights, Illinois, 60643. That's right. My father sent me this when he was in Africa. It's the only thing I ever got from him. I don't believe he ever sent me a map, though. Perhaps I overlooked something.
Also, where are Eugene's
I
eyes
remember
or
this
his
picture.
parents' eyes, for
This is
that
the
matter?
last one I have of them. What was this other man's name? He was their partner. Oh yes, Carlton. Strange. I assume he's still alive, and yet I haven't heard from him since my parents were lost. I wonder how I could get in touch with him. He may know something about this map.
Name, Carlton. That's all we know. He's got a pretty sweet mustache, honestly. Also, I do like the backpacks labeled inventory for Eugene.
I better hold on to this. My mother's pen. You know, I never really considered this before, but a pen was a strange thing to send to me. Odd, the tip won't come out. Why would she send me a pen that doesn't work? Ooh, what's this? A note? 36, 35, 55, 15, 39. Is this message a code? What were my parents trying to tell me?
11 numbers.
I should hold on to this.
That's a phone number.
I should hold on to this.
Is there a plant involved? Possibly.
Ooh, what's this? Ah, the Meltzner logic puzzle. I remember. My father was always tinkering with devices like this. He really could have been an electronic game developer.
It's such a weirdly meta statement there. Also, I guess these magnifying glasses in the lower left, we have to, like, these are the things we need to find in this screen.
It appears my only 2 choices are to play the game or quit the game.
Well, that's an unhelpful dichotomy. Truly, this is the height of gaming. My audio is very low compared to the game. Let me bump myself up a little bit. And bump the game down a little bit. But truly, this is the height of gaming.
Not terribly difficult.
Am I doing this for any purpose?
It appears the big picture is a jumbled up version of the little picture.
Yeah, this is not a slide puzzle. This is a rotate puzzle.
I did well, if I may say so myself. Pleasant diversion, but I'm not quite certain how it will help me to find the map.
You could have said that from the beginning. But I guess we'll take it with us.
Hello?
Hello, Eugene.
Yes, Mr. Whittaker.
How are you doing?
Fairly well. Nothing groundbreaking yet, although
Is
I
this
did
Bibleman?
just find
No,
a note
this is
hidden
Adventures in
in my mother's
Odyssey.
pen with 10 numbers on it.
10 numbers. Do you think they might be a phone number?
Perhaps. I'll give it a try. Thanks for the suggestion.
Oh, no problem, Eugene. See you back at the office.
Yes, sir. Goodbye. Could it be a telephone number?
Oh, come on.
Hello?
Hello, ma'am.
Who is this?
Yes, a perfectly fair question. I suppose I should introduce myself. My name is Eugene Meltzner, and I'm afraid this may be an ignorant question, but,
Did you say Meltzner?
indeed,
Eugene Meltzner? You're Thelma's son, aren't you?
I am.
I can't believe this. How did you get my number?
My parents sent it to me.
Where are you?
I live in Odyssey.
I live in Connellsville. I'm only a half hour from you. I need to meet with you.
I'm not sure I understand. Who are you?
My name is Andrea. I'll explain when I see you. I have something for you.
What?
Something from your mother.
How do you know my mother?
Please, just meet with me. Can you come this afternoon?
Where do
That's
you live?
not very reassuring.
4075 Papazian Way, off of Mission Boulevard.
I'll find it.
Great. See you then.
Goodbye.
I feel like a lot just happened and I don't know what it was. So Adventure in Odyssey is a radio series, a Christian radio drama / comedy, and they managed to make some spin-off games, and so I don't entirely know what's going on. All we know is a brick was thrown through Eugene's window, he's the guy we're playing as right now, with a note being like, give back the map your parents stole, and we're trying to figure it out and not calling the cops. I'm a little annoyed. I know this is meant for children, but I'm a little annoyed that there was the phone call where it's like, oh, maybe those numbers you found were a phone number, just like instantly. And 2, that the game just put the numbers in for me. I didn't get to, because you can actually like dial on this thing. I don't know. Doesn't appear to be anything else I can click on, and we've filled up all of the... Yeah. We still have a hole in our window. Haven't called the cops, haven't called the window repair company. So instead, we're going to go to
All right.
Connie.
The Odyssey search engine might tell me something about the Meltzners.
Oh no, do I have to spell? Oh no, it's all...
Looks like several topics to choose from.
Wow, I don't know where to start. This is a lot. Let's go with the Sword of the Spirit, because that's a reference to one of Paul's letters, I guess.
Wow.
The sword has power to judge the thoughts and attitudes of the heart, was refined in a furnace
Well, that was
purified 7
interesting,
times,
but not really what I was looking for.
is so pure that it glows, can light your way in darkness, indicate the way back home when one is lost, leads the way to truth when one is deceived, points the way to eternal life, is sharper than any other sword ever made, is said to have life of its own, has power to make one wise, discerns truth, teaches one how to use it, bestows special blessings on the one who carries it, never fails to hit its mark, is eternal and cannot be destroyed. But does it... I don't think it's supposed to be... I don't think it's a real sword, Sub-Zero. I think it is a metaphorical sword. Legendary portrait setting. The rectory mantle and fireplace are believed to be the setting of the legendary McAllister family portrait. Today, the
bit
ornate
off
mantle...
topic.
I was talking. The mantle survives the fire that swept through the rectory in the 1900s. The church next to the rectory was also burned in a later fire. Only the bell tower survived. This bell tower was incorporated into the Fillmore Recreation Center, which eventually became popular discovery emporium known as Wits End. Curious acne and hiccups. How do you make a metaphor sharp? Quite easily, actually.
Huh.
Their words were sharpened swords, after all.
No help there.
The McAllister legend is the is the story of the ancient treasure buried and lost forever. One account unconfirmed is that the treasure is an actual battle sword named Sword of the Spirit. Okay, who is this Peter McAllister?
Huh.
Husband of Mary McAllister, father to Nathan and the twins Evan and Emily. Hey! Peter McAllister
A bit off topic.
discovered a valuable ancient treasure in a castle overseas. He brought it to America in the spring of 1881. 20 years later, Peter McAllister decided to grant his 3 children the secret treasure. He devised the Gauntlet of Virtues to ensure that his children were worthy of the great wealth. The gauntlet would test their character and lead them to the treasure. McAllister died, and McAllister children never found the gauntlet. Apparently, they weren't worthy. A serious donation. Yeah, right? No one expects the...
Wow. They really think the Meltzners found the treasure? And they gave part of it to the museum. So what did they do? Run away with the rest of it? I don't think Eugene's gonna be too happy about this article.
National news today. A mysterious donation was made anonymously to the Museum of Artifacts of Lima. A spokesperson from the museum said that an unmarked brown package was found inside the security offices of the museum and that contained what appeared to be a genuine artifact from the lost Incan treasures. Eyebrows are being raised that this happened just one day after the famed archaeologists Leonard and Thelma Meltzner abandoned their team after reportedly discovering remnants of the treasure in Peruvian jungle. They made it back to America quickly then. Many suspect that the Meltzners sent the artifact to pay for the keeping silent for taking the rest of the treasure. Yeah, no one expects the spin-off of a radio series to be a video game. I think just in general, let alone on this stream.
Wow.
This guy looks trustworthy. There's no way that he's the villain.
No help there.
And as Odyssey's... Oh, by the way, the town they live in is Odyssey. If you couldn't tell by the... Yeah, well, I'm surprised they're still making radio serials as late as today because Adventures in Odyssey is still going. Also, the first lead voice actor on it was also an actor on the Andy Griffith Show. The Schmidt Expedition. Eric Schmidt, great-great-grandfather to Odyssey art dealer Gustav Schmidt, led an expedition to determine if the famous McAllister legend about the lost treasure was true. His search created a feud between 2 families, a feud that was long since been forgotten, or so it is believed. The Chicago Daily News. Thousands of archaeologists and explorers have undertaken mission to find the lost treasure of the Incas.
Legend states that the Incas hid part of their treasure from the Spanish explorers in the jungles of Peru.
I mean, it would make sense for Odyssey to be in Ohio. I've lived in Ohio. None have been successful, or so we believe. In the 1500s, Francisco Pizarro, a Spanish explorer who took everything from the Inca people. But legend has it that the Incas hid part of their treasure in the jungles of Peru. So for 500 years, the treasures have remained hidden. 4 months ago, Leonard and Thelma Meltzner, names, set out for Peru in search of the lost treasure. Their team spread out and combed the entire region for 3 months. On the 91st day, 9 days before they would be forced to return to the States, the Meltzners disappeared. Dun dun dun. Now we get to play as Whit. His last name is Whitaker. I think it's like John something Whitaker, but he just goes by Whit, and I kind of like that.
Where did I put that note? I think I put the note in my backpack. This book examines handwriting, but right now I don't think it can help me much.
Yes, if I do not play as Wit, I am witless. But he runs the store, Wit's Ends. Oh, I can't use the book right now because I haven't looked at the note. Kind of odd that they switched from cursive to print. Step 0 is redeemed a father joke. Why do you never play poker at the zoo? There's too many cheetahs.
Let's turn on the scanner. Let's see what I can find. If I can just hit the right combination. Slide the levers just right. I may be able to see what's hidden here.
I'm not sure.
This
I know.
book could be helpful.
Let's read the book.
This book might help me analyze the handwriting on the note.
Handwriting analysis is often studied as a means of identifying writers through the way they write. It sounds like a tautology. Details such as the slant of the way the letters are made, the shape of the letters, and the amount of pressure put on the pen or pencil can form a reliable set of clues to distinguish one writer from the next. That's great if you have a sample text to base this off of. We don't. We have one piece of evidence. This can be important in situations such as making a person's signature is valid, actually signed by the person, on contracts and checks, or in fighting writers who forge documents and want to remain anonymous. Details that handwriting experts often look for when comparing different written pieces include the ways that letters are started and ended, the way that the lowercase t is crossed and the lowercase I is dotted, and the way that the letters such as G and Y are made at the bottom of the letter, and other unique features. Some people who study handwriting believe that even personality traits can be analyzed in the way that a person writes. When the relationship between personality and handwriting is not believed by all, experts do agree that comparing handwriting samples is a useful tool in determining forgeries and identifying writers. This is a lot of text. While one can try and copy another person's handwriting, it is very difficult to do it well enough to not be detected by experts at handwriting clues. Well, we don't got one of those. We got...
I need a closer look. Well, that looks interesting. Unique handwriting. The beginning C's start out with a curl. I wonder if I could use this somehow. There could be other clues here. I should keep looking. There's something there. What is that? I'll need stronger magnification.
That was weird.
If I can just hit the right combination. So let's check the brightness.
So I guess we're supposed to
what if I zoom
in on a C? I don't know what I'm doing.
Let's make this larger.
Oh, look. The
What if I zoom in here? Let's make this larger.
The C in Campbell and the C in College are different.
What if I zoom in here? I need a closer look.
I can't move this. But I do have both the notes. So now what? Are we supposed to meet up in the library? No, this is... I'm stumped.
If I can just hit the right combination. Slide the levers just right. I may be able to see what's hidden here. Let's check the brightness. Adjust the contrast. Zoom in. That might bring out any hidden images.
So I'm looking for a hidden image.
What if I zoom in here? Let's make this larger. What if I zoom in here? Let's make this larger.
Wait.
If I can.
Oh, this
just
has its
hit the
own
right
magnifying
combination.
glasses.
Slide the levers
So I'm
just
supposed
right.
to find at least two clues
I may be
here.
able to see what's hidden here. Let's check the bright. Let's make this larger.
Well, the book recommended...
Let's make this larger.
The Y's, the G's, the T's. And then he was looking with the magnifying glass at the sea.
What if I zoom in here?
What?
Geneva School of Archaeology.
What? Oh, there's a thing in the top right there. GA, and I guess that stands for Geneva School of Architecture, but just randomly him just going, Geneva School of Architecture. Bing!
Let's make this larger. What if I zoom in here?
Ooh.
Samantha Mikos.
Okay. Who's Samantha Mikos?
So, did either of you find anything else
Architecture,
out?
archaeology.
Yes, sir, Mr. Whitaker. I've discovered a few interesting
They're all the same
facts
to an
added to our
Archaeopteryx.
common Datacom-based notes page. I found a picture of Carlton. I remember that he was my parents' partner. I found a game device that my father called the MLP.
MLP?
Meltzner Logic Puzzle. I found a note in my mother's pen with some numbers on it.
Oh, what numbers?
36, 35, 55, 15, and 39. I thought the numbers on the note might be a phone number, so I dialed it. The woman who answered was named Andrea, and we made an appointment to meet this afternoon in Connellsville. She has something for me from my mother.
Good, Eugene. Is that all?
It's all the information I've gathered thus far.
How about you, Connie?
I don't know how much it'll help us, but this is what I learned. I found that the legend states that the Incas hid part of their treasure from the Spanish explorers in the jungles of Peru. I found that your parents were searching for the treasure in Peru when they took off for Africa. Some believe they found the treasure and took it with them. Eugene, did you know that your parents' last organized mission was in Peru?
Well, how could that be? They were lost in Africa.
They were on their own in Africa. They left their team in South America after looking for the Incan treasure.
They just left the team behind?
I hate to say this, Eugene, but some people think they found the Incan treasure and then took it for themselves. That's why they ran to Africa.
How is that possible?
Eugene is
It
traumatized
can't be.
here.
It's just a rumor, though.
I can't believe it.
No one's proven anything, Eugene. It's probably just speculation.
Right. I suppose there's no logical reason to believe such a thing.
Right. Connie, did you read anything else about his parents?
Not yet.
Okay, my turn. I found that the author of the note has a unique style of handwriting. I may be able to use that somewhere along the line. I know that handwriting
feel
can
like
be
this
used to
recap
identify someone.
system
I found
would be
the
far more
watermark
useful
of the Geneva School of Archaeology
if this hadn't
on
just
the note.
happened over
What
the course
does
of like
that mean?
20 minutes.
Well, I'm not sure yet. I found the name of Samantha Mikos imprinted on the note, as if someone had written her name on a paper that was on top of the note.
Nice work, Whit. Looks like Samantha Mikos is the one who did it.
Now, Connie, we don't know that. Let's not jump to conclusions. Finding her name on the note may be incriminating evidence, but not necessarily conclusive. We need to dig a little deeper. Would you see if you can find any info on her online?
Sure.
And I should hurry on to keep my appointment with Andrea.
Be careful, Eugene.
Connie's
and I'm
pink
going to
stripe
try and
is
build a little trap for our
her
rock
establishing
throwing friend
character,
when
I
he
guess.
comes to get the map
She likes
at
the
the
color
locker.
pink. This does look like an early Flash video, and I'm kind of enjoying the nostalgia of that. Is Eugene old enough to drive? I don't know. I actually don't know. Is this guy
Hello.
a kid? Is he
You
an adult?
must be Eugene.
Yes, and you are?
My name is Andrea Hiller. Come in.
I still want to know where his eyes
It's
are.
so nice to finally meet you. You look just like your dad.
Miss Hiller, may I ask you how you knew my parents?
I actually have a feeling this
Thelma
was
was my
animated in
roommate in
Flash.
college and my best friend, though I didn't see much of her once she got married and started traveling the world.
Did you correspond?
Oh, yes. We wrote to each other quite a bit for a long time. She was very proud of you. But somewhere along the line, we stopped writing. I suppose she got too busy with her work. I wanted to give something to you. It's something of hers.
Well, I'd love to see it.
Let me get it.
I wonder if it's the map. Were you an archaeologist as well?
No, I wasn't. But your mother definitely reminded me that she was one. She sent me all of those artifacts.
Pardon me?
I never got to go overseas. Never had the money.
These could be Incan. Would you mind?
Not at all.
I feel like it would be...
Actually, I was expecting you
Really
to come for this years
illegal
ago.
to just keep
What do you
artifacts
mean?
like
Your
that. Just
mother
be like,
gave
I'll
this
send
to
him
me
to my
and
friend.
said that you would come to me when you were 18.
18? Why would she say that? She passed away when I was 7.
I don't know. Is there something significant about when you turned 18?
Well, yes, they put a trust fund away for me, but the lawyer never said anything about you. Wait, the pen! The lawyer told me I had to sign for the trust fund with my mother's pen. I forgot about the pen she sent me. I signed with a regular pen. She wanted me to find your number when I was 18.
Yes,
Okay, I
so
guess
that
he
I
was an
could give
adult.
you this.
What
I
is
thought
it?
it might be
I'm
like
not
17.
sure.
I don't know.
It looks like some kind of journal, but it's written in code.
My mother used code? How odd.
She sent this to me while
It
she
looks
was
like it's
looking
written
for
in
the
knots.
lost Incan treasure in Peru. She told me to give it to you whenever you came for it. I guess you came for it.
Guess I did. I'm very anxious to examine this journal. Perhaps I can come by some other time and we can talk about my mother?
Sure.
Thank you so much for holding on to this.
Maybe I
You're
should have
welcome.
examined the Incan vases.
Wit has some decoding software at Wit's End. It could make sense of this journal. I've got to find out what it says post-haste.
Of what does it speaketh?
It'll take too long to scan this whole book. I'm just going to scan a few pages so I can get started decoding. Loading the decoding software.
But he doesn't just have a decoding book.
This should be perfect for cracking the code. Odd-looking code. It appears I need to use the letters and knots given to figure out the missing letters.
So what shape is it? Yep. Alrighty.
The color pattern appears to be 6 red knots followed by 6 yellow knots. 6 blue knots must come next.
Yeah, but I don't know where a P is right away. I know where there's a U.
The color pattern appears to be 6 red knots followed by 6 yellow knots. 6 blue
The
knots
Inca
must
are-
come next.
Nope, there's an R. Okay, this is actually kind of a cool decoding mechanic.
The color pattern appears to be 6 red knots followed by 6 yellow knots. The Inca are thought to have used knots tied in string as a form of communication.
Didn't they use that in Death Stranding? Is this game just a prequel to Death Stranding? Wow, look how many I have to decode. The Inca word for writing, not writing, is kipu. This game was ahead of its time and we didn't even know it. The meaningful something contained information. I don't think this is quite how Kipu works, but I think this is a cool mechanic. Speaking of Kipu, here it is.
The meaningful macrame contained information and was called kipu.
This may not be how it works in real life, but I think this is actually a really cool puzzle. I'm actually thoroughly enjoying doing this. Oh. Oh, it's that one. Here I also have something, the knots. With. So I can guess, because this is one where like it's going by color block of red, yellow, blue, green, purple, that this one and this one, it would make sense for my and whatever Ailey is. Daily, I'm guessing. Yeah, because it's a red one. Here I also have encoded my daily journal with knots.
Here I also have encoded my daily journal with knots.
There's also a lot of this puzzle. I have frequently apparently in real Kipua color can be used to indicate a name, with the knots indicating full words to record actions or texts or so on. Huh, cool. So this one, it's yellow, green, brown, red, blue, purple, repeating, so we can know that N here is a green. I think this is the first time we've actually seen a Q in this. I've frequently changed the code to make it hard for someone to read my thoughts.
I have frequently changed the code to make it hard for anyone to read my thoughts.
Okay, so now we're back to full block. Only the something and, I'm guessing. Careful and logic-minded may something the something. The something something that's something the something.
Only the careful and logic-minded may uncover the words that follow.
We didn't decode Kipu until 2002, but this game came out in like 2000? I actually don't remember when this game came out. This game was cracking ancient secrets before they even really knew it. But what's with this military drum beat? Is this a covert operation we're doing? I thought I was safely at Wit's End's computer.
Our work can be exciting, but it can also be dangerous.
I wonder if you just randomly... Okay, interesting. You can throw something in there even though if you're not sure what it is. Although that works, but I'm just kind of curious now. So we got that one there. So what if we did this shape in red with J? Okay, so you can fill things in incorrectly with this. That's interesting. That's actually kind of really nice from a puzzle design perspective, and more hands-off than I would have expected given, you know, the earlier phone call. See, this is probably will become, I'm guessing. Man, it's so oh, this was released in 2005? That's honestly later than I would have thought. Something will pass. On information. Oh. Oh, whoops. I was looking at that when I wanted to look at that. Information. You know, if they did this with hollow tubes, they could probably just call it the internet, because there'd be a bunch of information in a series of tubes. Yeah, I'll see myself out. This journal. Well, it's certainly not a dump truck. Oh, pass to you.
This journal will pass on information to you that will become useful.
All right, 3 more. These are getting harder. Now, a 2-letter word starting with O is probably of. Especially because it looks like we're doing the sequential sets of 6 in terms of the letters. So probably 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So M would be a blue, which would make sense because this could be form. Let's see. Theme. Okay, I have made a mistake somewhere. That's awesome. I don't think this one is M after all. I think this one's R. Because there are... M is for R. There are 4 people. you should be aware of. Oh gosh, whose person's name begins with an EU that would be receiving this? Panic. This is a really cool UD. Obviously, it's UD. This is, again, a really cool puzzle and a really cool homage to the writing system. Seems like it would actually be an extremely inefficient way to code your notes by drawing the same knot like this, but...
There are 4 people you should be aware of, Eugene.
Okay. Who are they? Oh, right. You think this is B or bi? I'm thinking bi, like BY, but I'm not positive. Okay, that would make sense. One of... Time to brute force? No. We can still finesse this. One of, I'm guessing, hour? So I'm gonna say this is R, this brown one. Because brown also comes right after a purple, so that would make sense. It's basically a logic, it's a grid logic puzzle just kind of presented in another way. Because it's like, after yellow, you know it has to be blue. So we know C is blue, I is blue. See, brown comes after purple, so L could be here, because it could be rules. Which would give us information about green if we're right. So we don't have a spot for red yet. Ooh, ruled. That's a good thought. I think you're right, because I think this is and. Because that would put red before yellow, so that would tell us G, M, S, and Y. Ruled by greed. And that would make sense because G is red, so. That one. And so is Y. Very nicely done, step 0. Samantha. That's what I'm guessing that name is. Which again, red goes before yellow. Is one of our rivals. what shape am I looking? I'm looking for that shape. Okay. So Samantha Blank is one of our rivals and is ruled by greed. So what's her middle letter? Mikos? Didn't we just learn about a Samantha?
Samantha Mikos is one of our rivals and is ruled by greed.
Wait a minute, Valdez. No, I don't know who Valdez is. But we can figure out his name is Francisco. It suddenly got easy on this last one. Yeah. They were like, you're probably tired of doing this. Let's give you an easy one. Move on.
Francisco Valdez may know more about the Incan treasure than anyone.
No comments? No.
Okay, Samantha Mikos.
Did you notice the other pattern in the one about Samantha? Nope.
Wow.
Samantha Mikos was named Archaeologist of the Year for the 4th time in 8 years by the
I
American
guess
Institute
Samantha
of...
isn't too upset that the Meltzner's are out of the picture. She's the top archaeologist in the world.
After years of working in the shadow of Leonard and Thelma Metzner, Mikos has finally come into her own. The Meltzner's disappeared on a mission in Africa some years ago, and Mikos took up where they left off, creating buzz in the archaeological world that had rarely been heard. Mikos accepted the award in person and predicted many more years of success. Mikos is scheduled to travel to Eastern Europe. You're not going to find any Incan treasure in Eastern Europe. Let's see, it ran through the colors in order in one knot before changing knots when the color pattern started over. Oh, that's cool. No, I had not noticed that. So we've already read a lot of this.
Wow.
Ah, here we go. Famed archaeologist Samantha Mikos has made a decision to slow her life down a little after...
She
excuse me.
has a shop? Guess a frustrated archaeologist has to do something with her time.
After 2 decades of intense work in the field of archaeology, Mikos has now opened an antiquities shop in the very place where she was frustrated time again in her work. Mikos' shop is outside Lima, Peru, and will sell many of her findings. That's very illegal. 2 years ago, the funding for Mikos' Incan treasure exploration was taken away, determined her work was no longer effective. She had spent almost 10 years in the jungles of Peru, only to meet frustration after the finding was taken away. She continued to look on, but since run low on financial resources. Many say that this is the reason she now has opened up an antiquities shop. So far, the shop has done well, selling many rare finds at exorbitant prices. I'm not so sure she's the villain, actually.
I hope I have enough
think the art
supplies here
dealer
to do the
is.
job. Before I start, I should write down what I want this device to do so I don't forget anything. It needs to take a picture and then transmit that picture back here to wit's end. If I want to catch the person in the act, then I'll have to make sure the camera is activated as soon as they take the box from the locker. And if the camera continues to take pictures every few seconds afterward, then we may get a picture of the person's face. I'll set it to take a picture every 3 seconds for now. I can change it later if I need to. That should do it.
Okay, what are in these drawers? Oh, this is a programming mini game. Yeah, I don't really know why Wit's making a camera, but I can mess around with his water dish, his coffee. No, I don't know why these are interactable objects. Oh, look, it's giving us a hint down here to start with a motion sensor. So we do a motion sensor.
Well, I think the picture was taken, but it didn't transmit the picture back to my datacom monitor.
Okay. So audio sensor, cold sensor, heat sensor, light sensor, dark sensor. I think we're done with the sensors. We probably don't want a light because we don't want to call attention to this thing. Okay, apparently that's it.
Perfect. That should do the job. Of course, it needs to operate from inside a package so the person thinks they're picking up the map.
That blip sound doesn't... Is that used in StarCraft?
Did you get anything else, Eugene?
Yes, sir, Mr. Whitaker. It turns out that my meeting with Miss Hiller was most helpful. She gave me this journal. It was my mother's.
Wow, have you read through it yet?
Not entirely. It's written in code.
Why would your mother write it in code?
My considered speculation is that there are people who would like the information in here, and she wanted to hide it from them. Andrea's last name is Hiller. Andrea was my mother's roommate in college. Miss Hiller collects ancient artifacts. There are 4 people my mother told me to be aware of. Samantha Mikos was a greedy rival of my parents. Francisco Valdez knows something about the lost treasure. My mother gave me his location in Peru if I ever wanted to contact
I feel
him.
like this
But there is
game
more
was
information in the Kipu
released
journal that I have not been able to
episodically.
decode. I still need to use your scanner to
Even
scan
though
more
it wasn't.
pages.
Definitely. Nice work, Eugene. Do you have any information, Connie?
Samantha Mikos may not have been as good of an archaeologist as your parents, Eugene, but she definitely made a name for herself after your parents disappeared. She was named Archaeologist of the Year 4 out of the 8 years after your parents were gone. But now she owns an antiquities store in Peru.
Why is she doing that?
She lost the funding for her research. I guess she had to do something to make a living.
Anything else?
That's it for me.
Thanks. Well,
It's a shame she
I'm
never
afraid
thought about
I
being
didn't
a
get anything
professor.
myself, but I did make something in the inventor's corner that could help us. Whoever sent you that message, Eugene, is expecting to find a map in the Campbell College locker room. This may be our map that leads us to him.
We've got a few suspects. Who do you think did it, Whit?
I don't think we have enough information yet. Why don't we get this camera set up in the locker and see if it'll tell us anything?
Aye, aye, Mr. Whitaker.
Thanks.
Wasn't
I'm
saying
gonna
it was
try
the
to
path
find
to
some more
riches. It was
info
just
on
saying it was a
Francisco
steady
Valdez,
paycheck where she's
since
not doing
Eugene's
something
mom
illegal.
seemed to think he knew something about the lost Incan treasure.
Good. And can I look at the photo you took at Andrea's house? I'd like to see what kinds of artifacts she's collecting.
Certainly.
Also, I do like Whit's sort of like level-headedness of like, hey, Connie, we don't have enough information to like guess anyone's a suspect. Like, let's not jump to conclusions. Let's, you know, I like that. Seems like a good guy.
"14. This is it. Now for the test. Mr. Whitaker, I've placed the box into the locker. Are you ready for the test?
Yes. Now the camera should take a picture as soon as the locker door is opened. Go ahead and try it. Very cute. The pictures are coming through just fine. Let's reset the timer on the camera so that it takes a picture automatically every few minutes or so. Then come on back as soon as you can.
Why did we program it to
moon
take a
could be
picture every
dangerous.
3 seconds?
Definitely. I'll be there post-haste. All right, I'll set the delay to 5 minutes between pictures. That should be plenty. I should finish scanning the rest of these Kipu journal pages to see what other information my mother has for us. Loading the decoding software.
There's more. Okay, we're gonna take a break from that and go do. See, and this is another cool thing actually that I do like about the design of this game. is
Okay, I need information
You can
on
jump around to the different
Francisco
people
Valdez.
whenever you want. Let's see, Valdez. Well, this is a new one.
Huh. He lives in the jungle?
The tropical rainforest that makes up a good portion of the country of Peru has long been uncharted territory, the home of the only lush plants and trees and exotic animal life. But lately has surfaced that human life may actually exist in this dense jungle. Satellites above this area indicate a human settlement hidden in the trees. Locals believe in the legend of the Valdez family, a clan of people that guard the lost Incan treasure with their lives. But there's been no proof of that outside the minds of the Peruvian people. Scientists and satellite experts say they will continue to investigate. No, Connie is a prototypical millennial. She's always on her device.
Huh.
She's on her phone, she's on her computer. Mood.
Weird.
I like
I
that
wonder
all
if the legend is true.
all the newspapers have a single picture of Peru that they all use. Anyway, the legend of the lost Incan treasures has been alive in Peru for 500 years now. It has never been found. And now rumors about that claim that someone is out to keep it hidden. The legend of the Valdez family comes from archaeologists and treasure seekers over the years who claim that there are people in the jungles of Peru who will fight to the death to keep that treasure hidden. Many believers will also attempt to enter the part of the jungle where the Valdez family lives, will pay for it with their lives. This legend has turned many would-be explorers away. Last week, evidence surfaced that perhaps the legend was true. Samantha Mikos, famed archaeologist, told police that her team was scared out of the jungle by terrifying sounds. She believed that the Valdez family was scaring them off. Mikos' team thought differently and would not return to the jungle. Mikos vowed that to return with another team in the future, and so the legend continues. No, I want to play as Wit. Oh, they're both at the computer. Okay.
I've scanned Eugene's picture of Andrea's artifacts into my artifact. I'm supposed to group the artifacts that look similar into vertical columns by sliding the rows back and forth and pushing the artifacts up and down into empty spaces. Once they're completely sorted, the software will identify what cultures they're from.
Sliding puzzle time, but like, we clearly have things that are Philistine and Mongolian, not Mongolian, Mongolian. Or is like this are like both of these Maya? I guess so. These are Philistine because they look pretty similar. So these are Jomon, these are Mongolian, Mayan, and Lapitan. So we need to figure out which these three are. Hugo, Mogo. Mogo Far. I guess by the shape and some of the carvings, this blue one's Jomon. And I guess that this one's Mongolian? No, oh, okay, I get it. Because see, now this says Inca. Wait, what? I just hit reset and everything changed. Because now I have this one that I didn't have before, and these three. What's in the flask today? Water. And it's a water bottle. It says esteem. The church's future. Now. It's a nice water bottle. Move that over.
That light means I've got those artifacts sorted properly. Now for the rest of them.
So I need to get this over to
That's it. I've done it. So that one is Incan in origin and must have come from the lost Incan treasure.
Sometimes it's that's an Acadian.
Connie and Eugene need to hear about this.
All right, more knots. It's not time for more knots. Something Friedman? If I were to guess. Carlton Friedman. Oh, there's only 3 this time. Yeah, I don't really know what happened in the pot pushing puzzle either, but it sure happened. I think you just keep resetting until you get one that's easy to
Carlton
solve.
Friedman is our partner.
We do the thing. Research. Two. Yeah, I'm gonna guess this one's fine. Because this one's, here, the pattern is again, it's like you were saying in the last one where it's like this color. So the one missing in red is this one. Mm-hmm. Which is cool because that's, you know, with patterns like this, it gives you multiple ways to kind of actually do the solving.
We do the research to find the dig sites, and he supervises the digs.
The supervisor digs it. Let's see. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. I think this one can be green. Because I think this one is should, so is, and is makes sense. So if we're doing 6 at a time, this should be yellow. And if it's going to be the repeating pattern, which it looks like because the first green one is, should be that, which means F is this. These magnifying glasses, these are the clues we have to find on each screen. So they'll light up when we find them. Someone has to stand around and nod their head. Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Andrea is a trusted friend. Well, yeah, we already knew that. She gave me the journal.
Andrea is a trusted friend you should seek out.
Teams. We'll do it after all this recap.
Nice work with our package, Eugene.
Thanks, Mr. Whitaker. I hope the pictures are usable.
Connie, were you able to find out anything about Francisco Valdez?
Only that no one knows much about him. It's rumored that he's the head of the Valdez family, and that they live in the jungle, scaring people away from the treasure. Other than that, nothing.
Ah, why would your mother tell you about him, Eugene?
I haven't a proverbial clue.
It seems the more information we get, the more questions we have.
Were you able to find out anything about all those artifacts that Miss Hiller has?
One of the vases definitely appears to be of Incan origin.
If my parents indeed sent her that treasure, it means the rumors could be true about them finding the treasure and leaving with it.
Well, don't get ahead of yourself, Eugene. We still need to investigate some more.
I did a little more work on the Kipu Journal, Mr. Whitaker.
Great, Eugene. What do you have for us?
Carlton Friedman was the full name of my parents' partner. My mother considered Andrea a trusted friend.
Thanks, Eugene.
We already
Connie?
knew this.
Carlton Friedman, need
You had-
info. I'm all
You
over
had the
it.
picture.
Thanks, Connie. We need to check the camera to see if anyone's taken off with the box yet.
How are you going to see the pictures from here?
They'll be transferred to our computer screen.
What will they think of next?
Look at that, Eugene. 5 pictures have already been taken.
A hammer?
Someone took the proverbial bait.
Who?
I was
going to
do the joke after the
Look
cutscene.
closely. That's the inside of the locker.
Impossible. The camera was activated, but the locker door was still closed.
It looks like the camera's being moved toward the back wall of the locker.
It's a false wall.
Exactly. They took the box through the back of the locker.
Wow, we're really working with professionals here.
Let's look at the next one.
What in the world is that?
Wait, I see. It's a car door. They placed the box in the passenger seat of their car.
Oh, yeah. The box is facing the passenger door.
Precisely.
All right, let's go to the next one.
Still the car door.
Which means the ride in the car must have taken more than 5 minutes.
Check the next one, Whit.
We're not in the car anymore.
It looks like the side of a house.
One moment, please. Since there were 2 pictures taken of the car at 5-minute intervals, then the destination must have been less than 15 minutes from the college. At an average of 25 miles an hour, that would put the house at 4.9 to 7.9 miles away from the college. That's probably still in Odyssey.
Or the outskirts of Connellsville.
Connellsville. That's it. I recognize that house. It's Andrea's.
Andrea's? She's behind this? But she said she was your mother's friend. And why would she give you the journal?
I have to say, I'm at a bit of a loss.
Let's check the last picture. Uh-oh.
Busted.
In more ways than one.
She broke her camera, Mr. Whitaker.
That's okay, Eugene.
That was our best portable 3.2 megahertz transmitter.
Look out, Andrea. Now you've got Eugene mad.
I think we should pay Andrea a visit.
There's a lot going on there. Anyways, sorry, Kit, for the delay on the father joke. I knew there'd be a lot of talking there. Anyway, word of dating advice for you. If he doesn't appreciate your fruit jokes, you should let that man go.
Let's see if I can find out anything about Carlton Friedman.
Carlton Friedman.
Okay. So Carlton was known for his hot-headedness and flights of exaggeration. Doesn't seem like something for a graduate of GSA to be known for. Makes me think he might have made up some of his stories about the Meltzners.
That provided us with 4 of the 5. Yeah, the grad school mugshot's great. I should do that, except hold all my degrees and go, why can't I hold all my degrees? Anyway, Carlton Friedman is an expert geologist from Geneva, Switzerland. Then why is he supervising digs? The son of the famed archaeologist Harrison Friedman, he is a graduate of Geneva School of Archaeology. After graduation, he excavated in the pyramids of Egypt. Later, Friedman teamed up with famous archaeologists and historians Leonard and Thelma Meltzner and set off to find the lost Incan treasure of Peru. After this venture, the team parted ways. Friedman cited betrayal on the part of the Meltzners, but sources say that Friedman was known for a demeanor of hot-headedness and flights of exaggeration. Friedman was known throughout the archaeological circles as a good geologist, but a second-rate historian. Speculation is that this is why Friedman continually partnered with people who are better than him in this realm. Well, yeah, that's how science works. You partner. Like, he specializes in... Why are we bad-mouthing geology? It's an important subject. Why can't I hold all my student debt? Fortunately, I don't have any of that. Okay, we still need to find something else out about him. Not the Schmidt expedition, not Samantha, not McAllister. Oh,
Okay.
famous archaeologists disappear. Yeah, on the one hand, no student debt, on the other, vow of poverty. Yep, that sums it up. It's worth it.
So if Samantha Mikos worked with the Meltzners, that means she probably knows Carlton Friedman.
Carlton Friedman was certain they had finally found the lost treasure of the Incas. We were close, very close. I knew it, Friedman said, a member of the Meltzners team, and I could tell the Meltzners knew it too. We made a camp that night and all went to sleep at the same time. But when I woke up in the middle of the night, they were gone, along with all the gear. Their tent, everything. It was gone. Now I find it hard to believe that some kind of accident was responsible. If they'd been attacked by a wild animal, I'm pretty sure they wouldn't have had time to fold up their tent, right? There has been no signs of the Meltzners since. Are we going to find the Meltzners after this? And Friedman isn't the only one who believes the Meltzners are something less than victims. Samantha Mikos, another archaeologist and rival of the Meltzners, seems to think that the Meltzners were certainly capable of such a crime. I've known the Meltzners for 20 years. We used to work together, but they could never be trusted. The closer we got to a find, the greedier they got. They always took credit for their finds and never mentioned their teams. That's why I got out. Mikos disbanded from the Meltzner team 12 years ago, and has since formed her own team. There have been many instances when the two teams have been searching at the same time, for the same find at the same time, but the Meltzners are the ones that become archaeology's king and queen. Perhaps now the Meltzners are, indeed, living like kings and queens. Well, properly speaking, yes, I don't have vows, but
Front door's open.
for
Now, let's be
simplicity's
careful.
sake
We
of
don't know if this
discussion.
woman is dangerous.
What is it?
An itinerary for a flight to Lima, Peru.
Lima. She's going
I've
for
taken
the
that
treasure.
flight.
Possibly, but it seems odd that she would just happen to drop this piece of paper right here.
And why would she leave her front door wide open if she was leaving for a long trip?
Exactly.
Hello?
Dun,
Mr. Whitaker, the Incan vase. It was right there on the shelf.
Are you sure?
Absolutely. And it's the only one missing. What's going on here?
Time to get on Expedia and book
Eugene,
ourselves a
why
flight.
don't you review the latest clues we've discovered related to Andrea?
My pleasure, Mr. Whitaker. Our package was delivered to Andrea's house. Andrea appears to have left in a hurry for Peru. The Incan artifact was missing from Andrea's collection. I think that's everything so far, Mr. Whitaker.
Thank you, Eugene. Connie, did you find anything interesting about Mr. Friedman?
Here are the clues I entered into the datacom. Carlton believed the Meltzner's escaped in the middle of the night with the treasure. Carlton Friedman is an expert geologist from Geneva, Switzerland. Carlton is a graduate of the Geneva School of Archaeology. Friedman was known for his hot-headedness and flights of exaggeration. Friedman was known throughout archaeological circles as a good geologist, but a second-rate historian. This Friedman is starting to sound
he studied
pretty
geology,
suspicious.
not history.
That sounds like a couple of people may have a motive for wanting the treasure.
So what do we do now?
Looks like our best move is to follow Andrea and head to Peru.
But something isn't connecting. Andrea didn't acquire any new information from us. We simply gave her an empty box. What would make her leave now?
Well, I'm still not convinced she left of her own free will.
You think someone took her?
Maybe. But that's enough reason to think we shouldn't waste any more time. Let's go.
All rock studies
Maybe we'll get to do
history.
some sightseeing while we're down there.
They're old.
Miss Kendall, need I remind you of the purpose of this trip?
I mean, we can go sightseeing after we capture the bad guy.
I'm so glad you have your priorities straight.
Look, we capture the bad guy by 4. Maybe we can do some touristy things before dark. That's all I'm saying.
Also,
Look, the police station is right next to our hotel.
oh good,
Should
we're
stop in there and
finally
see if they can help us.
finally
Hello, I was
involving the
wondering
police.
if you could help us with something.
What's that?
We're looking for a map
Or a person with a map.
or an Incan artifact.
Maybe both.
They've all arrived from the United States.
Maybe.
We're not positive.
I don't understand a word you're saying.
Do you know of anyone who is involved with the unearthing of the Incan treasure?
Everybody and their brothers are involved with unearthing the Incan treasure. We got so many tourists and visitors here, it's ridiculous.
Do you know of any experts in the area?
Oh, sure. We got some archaeologists and such around here.
Who?
Samantha Mikos owns an antiquity shop nearby. There's a geologist named Carlton Friedman who comes around every so often, always claiming something's been stolen from him.
Carlton.
Could you direct us to them?
Sure. Samantha's store is just down this road. Carlton has an office north of here.
Good. Thanks for all your help.
Where should we go first?
Well, I'm thinking we should split up.
Why?
Andrea could be in danger. We need to find her as soon as we can.
I agree.
Connie, you go to Samantha's store.
Oh, sure. Send the girl shopping.
Connie, I'm sending you there because it's probably the safest place of the 3. Just see if you can find Samantha. Eugene, you take your mother's map and see if you can find Francisco. I'll go to Carlton's office and keep an eye out for Andrea. Come back to the hotel as soon as you're done. We'll meet there.
Good plan.
Let's go.
Be careful.
yeah, that's not even a South American flag. That's the flag of Italy. I think they were trying to go for the flag of Mexico, which is similar but has the seal of the eagle in the middle. But that's still even the wrong continent. But yes, the gang splits up. If only they had a talking dog. Also, it seems a really weird choice to be like, hey, we know this person went to Peru. Let's follow them. Peru's a big country. Like, there's a lot of Peru to explore. And Lima is nowhere near the jungle. So it seems like a bad place to start. And yes, Step Zero, it is a bit weird taking a flight that long. Maybe there's an Italian restaurant right behind the police station. Could be, but I'm guessing not. But yeah, no, it is weird taking a flight that long and not changing time zones. Yay, verticality.
Quite the out-of-the-way spot.
Peru's in the size of
may I help
Massachusetts?
you?
Yes, does a
No, it's more
Mr.
the size of
Francisco
like Utah
Valdez
or
live here?
California.
Sí.
May I speak with him?
Oh, lo siento. You just missed him. He went down that path an hour or so ago.
Was he alone?
No, he was following 3 others.
Into the jungle?
That's right.
Do you know who the 3 others were?
Sí, Señorita Mikos was one. I've seen the man who was with them, pero I don't know his name. And there was another woman that I'd never seen before. She looked like a tourist.
Thank you, ma'am. You've been most helpful.
Again, I want to reiterate there aren't jungles in Lima itself. There are in Peru, but not in Lima. It's on the coast, on the arid side.
What a great place. I have to come back here and
Oh, but
get
it's
some stuff
abierto.
before we leave.
Good afternoon. May I help you with something?
Yes, is this the shop that Samantha Mikos owns?
That's right.
Is she here?
Oh, I'm afraid not.
When will she be back?
Oh, she didn't say.
Maybe I'll come back later with my friends.
Oh, how about a postcard? Aren't they beautiful?
Fine, I'll get a postcard. Oh, this one looks
Is-
interesting.
Isn't this the
One
one
of
we
our
did?
most popular sellers. Legend
on
has
the-
it that hidden in that pattern is the map to the lost treasure of the Incas.
Really? Wow.
Oh,
I've got to
it.
show
That's
this
what
to my
the
friends.
puzzle machine's for.
Now, this must be the place. Ah, quite the collector. Hello? Is anybody home?
I have no idea, but
What's this?
Adventure in Odyssey does have some big
Be
name
back
voice
later.
actors.
Carlton. I'm glad to see everyone made it back safely. Eugene, did you find Francisco Valdez?
I found his house and spoke with his housekeeper. Francisco followed Samantha Mikos and 2 other people into the jungle.
Who were they?
The housekeeper didn't know, but she did say that one of them looked like a tourist.
Ah,
My personal guess is that the tourist type was Andrea.
maybe.
But then who is the third person?
I can't say for sure, but Carlton Friedman was not at his office when I went looking for him.
You think it was Carlton?
Possibly. I went to his office, and he left a handwritten note saying he'd be back later.
Because
he
English
is
is a very
behind all of
popular
this.
language
At least
worldwide.
Carlton is involved somehow.
But what about
And these people
Samantha
don't speak
Mikos?
Spanish.
What about her? Did you find something?
I only spoke with her sales clerk. Samantha wasn't there. She was very persistent about selling me something. I finally gave in and bought this postcard.
That pattern looks familiar. That's one of the patterns that comes up in the Meltzner logic puzzle. In fact, it looks precisely the right size. Let me try something. It fits. It looks like a map of a jungle.
Can you unscramble the map?
What?
I believe so.
I'm so confused. How does sticking a postcard in the side magically... You know what? Nope. Yeah, but we don't have the computer with us anymore, so we can't examine the handwritten note.
What's that?
I don't know. It's never done that before. Dear Eugene, since you are reading this, you must have figured out how to use the MLP and have, one way or another, followed our clues that led you to the first jungle map. Congratulations, son. We knew you could do it. To find the location of the lost Incan treasure, you must drive to the jungle at the outskirts of town. Then use the map you have just unscrambled to find your way through the jungle. You will find other maps hidden in the jungle that will ultimately lead you to the location of the lost Incan treasure. Do not try to find your way through the jungle until you have found the map for that section of the jungle. Good luck, son.
I wonder if this is the same path that Francisco took into the jungle.
Which means Samantha and Carlton may already be on their way.
I believe we should make haste.
Yes, let's go. All right, let's stay close together now.
Wow, what a
So if they're
beautiful
all-
forest.
Actually, Miss Kendall, the correct terminology is tropical rainforest, also known as jungle.
Your father's note said that we'd find more maps in the jungle. Let's start looking.
Gee, I wonder if they're there, or there. So here's the
I
question.
don't recognize.
Oh, this is weird.
It appears that something may have been hidden in that pile of rocks.
Pick it up.
No, No! Okay, so you have to use the card in there right then and there. Yeah, it's very convenient of the jungle. Very nice of it to not change in a while. Oh, we got another piece. Yes, quite.
I believe we can now successfully travel through the...
So if they are all adults, why is Wit so much taller? Is he just taller, or are the other two just shorter? Pieces of paper would stay put, not degrade. Yeah, exactly. It's perfectly fine. Because the father figures are always taller.
I believe we can now
No, I've known
successfully...
some very short priests. You must look up to them metaphorically and physically. Also, there's a lot of information encoded into a single postcard.
I believe we can now successfully travel through this section of jungle.
Okay, let's go.
Okay, so we can... Also, the fact that these do not have a walking animation, these sprites don't have a walking animation here is kind of great. Just... whoop, 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 whoop.
I believe we can now successfully travel through this section of jungle.
Okay, let's go.
No. No! The pathfinding is also incredibly awkward. Because if you, like, try to click something far away,
I don't reckon...
sometimes they'll do that. Or they'll try to go up a different path, and it's like, nope. Stay where you were.
I believe we can now successfully travel through this section of jungle.
Okay, let's go.
You're welcome, Step Zero. I thought you needed that in your sleep. Oh,
I
but if you don't know where
recognize
you're
this.
going, you just get...
Perhaps we should solve the puzzle for...
You just get a giant dead end. Wait, how am I even supposed to get over there? That's the edge of the map. Therefore, it is the edge of the jungle. No, go up.
I don't recognize.
So I will admit, I had no idea what to expect from this other than point and click children's adventure. And you know what? If I had this as a kid, I'd probably enjoy it. I'm enjoying it now.
I believe we can now successfully travel through this section of jungle.
Okay, let's go.
I'm not so convinced because I don't think our map is loading properly. It's weird because there's like two kinds. I had to fill in the back, but now if I like go over here,
I don't.
I'm a child of God. I tried to live up to that. See, I tried to click on the path over here, but that's not where they went. So they actually kind of just go to the closest spot. Yeah, I know where X is, not how to get to it. Oh, the map finally changed. It's actually like... Have I tried the transfers property? You know, I have not. Transfers property solves all sorts of problems.
I believe we can now successfully travel through this section of jungle.
Oh, okay, I
let's
get it. So
go.
the one was the map coming out of the thingamajig. And then the
Which way now, guys?
other thing was the overall map. Then these are the sections of map. Okay. It's kind of weird, but... what was my favorite study of math? Honestly, quadruple integrals. An integral of a three-dimensional object moving through space and time. I think it's really cool to do both the mathematics of and visualize. No! Don't want you to go that way. I want you to go this way. No! Quit trying to get yourselves lost.
I don't.
Congratulations, you still managed to get yourselves lost. No! This is the hardest puzzle of the game, just getting them through the paths. No, go, no! go for the screen transition. Oh, that's not even where I wanted to go in the end. I've been playing video games all my life. I've had some hard moments. This is like a new level.
I believe we can now successfully travel through this section of jungle.
Okay, but I can't get there yet. So maybe I need to go down? Yeah, I guess I can go down further. No! Quit being rude and follow my instructions. Yes, thank goodness for the top part telling you which is correct, because without it, this
I
would
believe
be...
we can now successfully travel through this section of jungle.
Okay, let's go.
This does feel a little bit like padding. I wouldn't mind a little bit of this, but this does kind of just feel like a lot. Especially with all the backtracking, because now I have to go back all this way. Just so I can go back down. No! Junctions are the hardest for them. Please say a prayer for my special children. I love them very much, but they don't know how to go through junctions. I'm very scared for when they start driving. Oh, right now it's just 4x3. But I do know that this... I don't know to what degree you need to use it, but I do know that the way they've designed this puzzle grid thing is that it can go up to, like...
I believe we can now successfully
the
travel
overall
through
map.
this
Yeah.
section of jungle.
But the puzzle grid thing can go up to like a 6x6 where you can grab whole tiles at a time.
I don't...
Or like four sets of tiles and rotate them and move them around. Making a true sliding block puzzle. But yep, here we go. Now we have to go back just so we can go all the way up and around again. No! I know junctions are hard for you, but please, my children, I'm begging you. This is how God felt with the Israelites in the desert, I guess. Exactly. No! You can travel through new sections of jungle and listen to what it speaketh. Okay. That's the dead end. No! See, the thing is, there's these like little loops at the end, and I'm just not sure how those are going to come in, but guess we'll find out. So I guess I need to go to this part, like up. So not quite that way, but we're close. Ow! I keep thinking you'll have better pathfinding. Ah, we found a new section of map. New delicious map.
I believe we can now successfully travel through this section of jungle.
Okay, let's go.
Yeah, it looks like it opened up this southern part. Okay. Got out of that corner. My chair's a little uncomfortable today. Okay. We're going to save. And I'm actually going to call it there for the day. I think that's about all the jungle action I can handle. But I am excited to be returning to this next week with more Theology Thursday, Spirituality Thursday. Still working on the name. But thank you so much for tuning in to Let Us Play. I've been your host, Father Evan. Please join us again on Monday at 2 p.m. We're going to be going back to Ys 8 for RPG Monday and more Link to the Past on Tuesday. So hope everyone has a great day, great weekend. Take care, and God bless.